Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be going over the updated infographic for Crazed Shellbrute Endless Difficulty from the Yapala Discord, because there are a couple of new teams, so you definitely want to check out this video. Okay, we're going to lead it off with the two lowest performing teams. However, they can be good options if you're really limited on which Celestial Hypogeans you have built up. The first team we're going to talk about is Frosty x Jake's team. This is good if you have Rainier at Mythic Plus, and if you also have Frosty built up even to Mythic Plus or above. This team will do pretty well for you. You can use Sinbad or you can replace Sinbad for Odie in the same position. Both teams are going to work with the Blade Summon artifact. Moving on to Frosty's team, this is also a good free-to-play friendly option. It is only using Frosty as a Celestial Hypogean. The other heroes here are pretty free-to-play friendly. Sinbad people might not have built up yet. But I do recommend you do work on him. But if you don't have him like to Mythic Plus or above yet, use Odie rather than Sinbad in the same position. This is also going to do well for you. Moving on to the next two teams, we have Brawly's team first of all. This is a Harmonic team, and it is going to be a little bit expensive to put together. But if you have Harmonic built, if you have Rainier at Mythic Plus, if you have Frosty built, you can definitely give this team a try. It is getting up to 71 billion damage today, which is a good score. But Rio's team I'm really impressed with, because this is a team which is much more free-to-play friendly, only using Frosty as a Celestial Hypogean. But you want to have your Frosty as ascended as possible, as high exclusive equipment upgrade as possible, so that he deals more damage in this boss. Shakira needs to be at plus 10 exclusive equipment or above for this team to be working, and the other heroes are pretty free to play friendly with the Blade Summon artifact, and you can even replace Sonya for Velka, and then she'll just give the attack speed buff to your allies. Okay, let's move on to the next two teams. We have one team, again, a Harmonic team, but with the twins as well. So now we're getting into a bit of pay-to-win territory. This is 4 Celestial Hypogeans, and like 3 of them you would want to be pretty much maxed out, and Rainier at Mythic Plus with the Blade Summon artifact, but this is getting up to 75 billion damage. You can definitely give it a try if you have these heroes built. But Half Moon's NC1 team, I'm a big fan of this, because again, this is fairly free-to-play friendly, only using Frosty and twins are the Celestial Hypogeans, and the other 3 heroes are like the staple every account should be building up. So if you have your Frosties up to Supreme Plus, if you have your twins up to Supreme Plus, you can try below that. But if you have my Supreme Plus, this is going to maximize the potential of this team. It has gone up to 76 billion damage for the maxed out accounts today, which is a very, very competitive score. Now moving on to the final two teams, we have another fairly free to play friendly option, Half Moon NC2's team, exactly using the same heroes as Half Moon NC1 team. However, with a slightly different positioning, which has allowed Jake to get up to 78 billion damage. But both of these teams are included here, so you can try both of them. You will have to do multiple runs, maybe 5-6 runs of each, see which one ends up doing better for you. But right now, Half Moon NC2 team does seem to be on top, at least for the highly invested accounts, so I would give more runs probably into this team comp. And then finally, we have Half Moon C's team. This is going to be, again, heavy pay to win, 4 Celestial Hypogeans. It's not using Rainier, at least thankfully, but the other Celestial Hypogeans, you're going to want it Supreme Plus to maximize the potential of this team. Sonya buffing up Harmonic and Cryonite with the Blade Summon artifact. And this team is only doing 1 billion better in damage compared to Half Moon NC2's team. And so Half Moon NC2's team is really what I want to crown the winner, because it's very free to play friendly and also getting very, very top scores today. So with all of those teams covered, we're going to get into our runs. We're going to begin using Half Moon NC's True's team. We're going to watch a run of it, and then we're going to do multiple skip runs, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 runs, and see what we can get. But as soon as we get what we seem to be a really top score, then we'll switch it up to the Cryonite team. So Sonya's going to get the gulp by the boss first, which is actually really good, because she's provided her buff value to your allies, and then she is not needed really anymore in the fight. And then Mikola is going to be gulped after that, which is very good. Mikola being gulped is basically the best target to be gulped, because she's still going to provide a courage for a buff to your allies who are adjacent to the boss, even when she is within the belly of the boss. Like, other heroes don't have that insane value. But Sonya kind of does, because like she's still providing her buffs to your allies who she's bonded with. Okay, so we have 10 seconds left. We really have to burst right now. Blade Summon artifact is really the top performing artifact for Crazed Shellbrute, because I guess of the defense reduction. Okay, almost 77 billion damage on the first round. That is a really solid score. Yeah, that is looking really good. Crazed Shellbrute, honestly, from what I've seen of it, it doesn't seem to have insane RNG as compared to other bosses, but I still definitely want to give it a couple more runs. just to ensure that we are getting the maximum potential out of this. So we're gonna do like 5 to 6 skip runs. That's usually like the number I like to shoot for. Let's see what we got. Okay, 77 billion damage on the dot, which is a really good score as well. I find it hard to believe that we'll be able to hit 78 billion damage because we don't have Sonya Charms, which actually I don't think Sonya Charms will affect this. Okay, there we go. 77.8, so we spoke too soon. So yeah, okay, I guess it is just going to be the RNG. Because yeah, actually evaluating the team comp, we have the charms on the key heroes. Most importantly, you want charms on Smokey, Fresto number 1, Smokey probably number 2, and Twins number 3. The other heroes here, honestly, they don't need the charm because Sonya's getting gulped basically at the beginning of the match. And so she's not going to get off any basically damage in the fight. And then she doesn't need her charms because the charms are basically only to boost her damage and to provide maybe a bit more periodic defense reduction. But I think that is not going to be applied when she's inside of the boss. So let's just see. So I think overall we got a really good score, 77.8 billion. That put us into the rank 2 position, almost 78 billion. I think I'm going to stop there because we have not been using all of our paid instant AFK attempts either. So we're going to be a little bit behind in levels. Not majorly. Probably people are at 809, maybe 810. It's not going to be a big difference up until they hit 811. That is when they're going to be peaking out compared to us. So now we're going to try the different team, the Cryanaya team, which is Half Moon C's team. And it's going to be interesting because in this team comp, I don't have Cryanaya Charms, which are going to be pretty important. Like, if you had Cryanaya Charms, that is going to contribute more damage. There's no question about that. Number 2, we don't have Paragon Upgrade Cryanaya. She's at Supreme Plus, plus 20 exclusive equipment. So I'm unsure whether this team can actually compete with the team that we just ran before. Because the team we ran before is basically fully optimized. This team, although it is doing 1 billion damage higher, it is not fully optimized with the way we have the heroes set up here. Yeah, and Fresto does get gulped. That's kind of the issue, but I guess Haraka is going to be your major damage source. Fresto is basically in this team to get gulped. And in this team comp, Sonya Charms are more important because look, Sonya has a lot of uptime attacking the boss, so if she would have Charms, that would increase her damage output. So I have a feeling that, yeah, because we're lacking Cryanaya and Sonya Charms and both seem important for this boss, and also the fact that we don't have Paragon upgraded Cryanaya, I think it's going to be hard to believe that we'll break our record with this team comp. But I will do like 5 or 6 skip runs to see the potential of it. Okay, we're getting close. Whoa, really close. Almost 78 billion damage. Which means it almost tied. It almost tied our top score. Someone got 80 billion damage today? Okay, the people on this are crazy. But he has Paragon 4 Cryanaya, and maybe he even has Cryanaya Charms. I'm not sure. We're going to do some skip runs, see if we can beat that. Okay, it does look overall Cryanaya is doing consistently better than the other comp, even though we're missing the charms on Sonya and Cryanaya, but those would be meaningful upgrades for this comp. Yeah, it's really consistent. 77.7 billion each run. Because, like, look at the Sonya damage. That would be boosted with their charms. The Cryanaya damage would be boosted with the charms. The other heroes we have maxed out, but if we could just get their mythic charms, it would be a big boost and definitely making this crowned as the #1 team. But because we do not have their charms, is kind of just tying with the other Half Moon NC2's team, which is much more free-to-play friendly. So that is just a great option. Okay, we do get a new record, but just barely. It kind of doesn't even count. 77.9. Yeah, I think because of the fact that we're lacking key charms and also the Paragon Cryanaya, I think we're probably not going to be able to get up to 79 billion. Let's give it a couple more runs and see what can happen. But yeah, that is just kind of going to be the min-maxing of these teams. But honestly, you should not need to min-max these. If you're running either one of these top 2 teams, honestly, even Half Moon NC2's team, if you have those like Fresto Twins at Supreme Plus, and you have Fresto Charms, Smokey Charms, which you should already have, and even Twin Charms for the Primal Lord, then you're going to be getting a really solid score today. So yeah, it is a pretty free-to-play friendly boss. Almost 78 billion damage. I would like to hit 78 billion. I think we probably have the best chance with this team. Because it does seem getting consistently higher than the other Half Moon NC2's team. But yeah, we're just missing out a bit on the damage. Okay, this will be our final run. I like to leave a couple of runs in case, who knows, there might be some team upgrade later on in the day. and then we can make another video about that. But most likely these are the locked in teams. So overall, I hope this was helpful, guys. Hopefully using these teams you're able to get a top score in the Crazed Shellbrute Dream Realm boss today. If there's any other team that works for you, feel free to share in the comment section down below. But thank you all for watching. If you guys are not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button. Also hit that bell icon so you're notified of our latest uploads. It does support the channel by subscribing to it. Also, feel free to check out my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. We have a bunch of active members and chat about everything related to AFK Journey there. But thank you guys for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.